Hello, how's it going? My name's Nathan, and today I had the amazing opportunity to watch the United States Marathon Olympic trials, and something amazing happened. Okay, stick around for this video, it's gonna be fun. Okay, so if you've seen some other videos on my channel, you know that I'm a student at Brigham Young University. I have been a fan of BYU distance running for as long as I can remember, since I was very young, and these two names right here are idols in my mind. I've got a poster of Clayton Young, huge one on my wall back at home. Connor Mantz, just an amazing athlete, and they did something absolutely historic today. Okay, so based off the thumbnail and probably the news and everything, you know Connor Mantz won, Clayton Young took second, qualified for the Paris Olympics. This was absolutely amazing, and I had the opportunity to watch it with a bunch of friends here at BYU. It was just an amazing atmosphere, seeing these two BYU alumni achieve their dreams. I think it's absolutely amazing. Just talking a little bit in depth about him. Connor Mantz, I met him when he was a freshman at BYU. I was in 8th grade, and I went to a BYU cross country camp. And he was just, he was the rookie onto the BYU team, and he was really good in high school, but he just kept getting better and better every year in college until he won the 2020 and 2021 NCAA cross-country championships. Absolutely amazing. He took 5th in, I believe, the 10K Olympic trials last Olympics, so he didn't qualify, but still had a great race. Clayton Young, on the other hand, also an NCAA national champion in the 10,000 meters back in 2019. Amazing race, phenomenal race. When he won that race, that made me want to run for BYU and want to be a national champion, if that was even possible. Clayton Young is just an amazing person, okay? He's an amazing father, he's an amazing student, I believe he's an engineer. He's a very devout member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Same with Connor Mantz, amazing men, both served missions. And it was actually interesting, the Wall Street Journal put out an article talking about their missions. They both gained 30 pounds on their missions. Came back, Connor Mantz said that he could barely run a 75 400, and now he's running 73 400s for an entire marathon. Absolutely amazing. And it's so cool to see these guys had faith to go on a mission, to take that time out of their life, to serve the Lord for 2 years, and then they came back and they still were able to get back into it. This gives me hope because I'm training to walk onto the BYU cross country or track team, but I'm also planning to serve a mission this summer. And so this just gives me hope that it is possible to get back into your fitness and get back into national champion and Olympic status after serving a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Now let's get into the race a little bit. So the race started out, it was at 10:10 a.m. February 3rd, 2024. And right from the get-go, basically, Connor Mantz and Clayton Young, they were the favorites going into this race, ranked number 1 and number 2, the only two that hit the Olympic standards before this race. So they kind of took control from the race early on. They were right up in the front. But one thing kind of surprised me, surprised everybody, Connor Mantz missed his first water bottle. And this was like, whoa, what? Okay. Everybody was just a little bit flustered. You could tell he was a little bit too, but he didn't let it get to him. He just hung in there. He got to the next refill station and was able to just get back into that race. The later bit into the race, about 10 miles in, they're still up in that front pack, but they're not really like leading it. They're not controlling it. Pretty soon by this point, a man by the name of Zach Patton. This man is absolutely amazing. My heart goes out to him. He gave everything for this race, and he's possibly one of the reasons that these two are even going to the Olympics is because of how he raced this race. He led at least 15 miles of this race, just grinding it out. He did look super relaxed, and pretty soon we get about 15, 20 miles in, and they're just sitting on his tail. But there's still a good-sized chunk of about 8 to 10 guys. As the race goes on, they begin to separate. Pretty soon, it's just the 3. And Clayton Young and Connor Mantz kind of rotate between who's sitting in second and third, but they're just kind of drafting all off each other. And they sit like this for a whole bunch of miles. Well then, because there's a loop course in Orlando, Florida, and Connor Mantz reaches back and gives Clayton Young a high five, and that's kind of the signal. They're like, okay, let's go. It's time. Let's do what we came here to do. And so they overtake Zach Panning and just start going. And he sits with them for a little bit, but sadly, they drop him after with like 2 miles to go, and he just kind of slowly fades back. I believe he ends up taking 6th, but he had an amazing, phenomenal race. Well done. Shout out to him. But then pretty soon, with like 2 miles to go to the finish, Clayton and Connor, they both know they've got it in the bag, and they just start celebrating. While we're watching, I think Clayton Young even ran out to some of his family members or some fans, like weaved way off the course, like give him high fives, and then came back on. They were just amazing, but they looked so relaxed. Connor did look like he was hurting a little bit more than Clayton, but it was just amazing. And then they come through the finish, and everybody was like, oh, are they gonna like hold hands through the finish? They didn't. Connor Mance ended up taking the victory in like 2:09 something, and then Clayton was right behind him by like 1 second, and that's just amazing to see, because Clayton Young, in a documentary that I'll put down in the comments, I think it's called like Road to Tokyo. It's Jared Ward, Clayton Young, and Connor Mance talking about them training for the Tokyo Olympic trials, which none of them made it to the Olympics that year, and they all had that goal. So now, fast forward 4 years, they've been training for this goal, and they finally achieve it. Like, so amazing. Their post-race interviews, if you haven't seen them yet, you gotta go watch them. I don't know if by like copyright reasons that I can show those to you through this, but they're such humble men. And Connor Mance talked about running each mile. He was like, I'm dedicating this mile to my family. I'm running this mile for my wife, and I'm just gonna give it all, leave it all out there. And it's just amazing to see these two college teammates, now training partners, pro athletes, working together to achieve both of their dreams and goals. This is absolutely amazing. And especially for me, being a BYU student, them being BYU alumni just makes it even more amazing. So I just can't believe it. So this was an absolute historic race, and I cannot wait to see what they do in the Summer Olympics this year in Paris, France. That is going to be a race that you do not want to miss. So thank you so much for tuning into this. I know it wasn't a huge in-depth recap of the race. There's probably things out there, or you've probably watched the race, but I just wanted to say my opinions about that, especially because I'm training to walk on to the BYU team, and I'm not saying that, well, I'm not eliminating that this could be me in the future, these amazing guys. But you know, they went on missions for their church, and they got back into it. So that gives me hope that that's what I can do. And so that's my goal. And it's just amazing to see these two achieve their dreams. Clayton Young, big time role model for me. Him and Jared Ward and Connor Mance, but Clayton Young and Jared Ward especially, their fathers, they have jobs besides professional running. They're amazing husbands. They serve in their church. They are just quality men who I aspire to be like someday. And just amazing to watch them race. And I just feel so excited for them to be able to compete in the Olympics. That's just gonna be amazing to watch. I can't say enough. So thank you so much for watching. Please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you don't already know, my name is Nathan Richardson. I'm a student here at Brigham Young University, training to walk on to the cross country or track team here. Could take me a couple months, most likely gonna take me a couple years, but that's why I'm vlogging this journey for you, to show you that it is possible. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. Your support means so much. Please, once again, consider hitting that subscribe button. And we're gonna end it like we always do. Run safe and have fun.